All right, Road to Glory week 13. Yeah, 13. 2 weeks left. Regular season's gone by quick. We have 5 teams that are clinched for the playoffs with one spot left. And right now, I'd say, well, actually, yeah, 3 teams still still alive for that final spot. Obviously, Andrew holds a 2-game lead with Brett and Justin fighting for that last spot. If Andrew loses out, one of them wins out. It's looking good. Definitely a chance. So we do have a change in standings. After leading the whole entire season in first, Galigo has dropped out of first place following his loss. And now Miranda has overtaken the spot and is sitting in first, almost going into playoffs. So if my team was competitive this week, I would have prayed for something. Like there's still a chance to get a bye, but all looking good. It's not even worth dropping players that I have for this. But as of right now, Miranda and Galigo still get the bye. Would be Ethan versus Nihil and me versus Andrew. But a lot could still change. I mean, I can definitely drop after this week too. All right, so let's see how last week went. It's a good time to get hot. 222. It's a big week for me. Needed that win. Allen with the 40 bomb, 2 rush TDs, another pass, 2 pass, I think. Yeah, it's 4 total. Shamar did okay without Burrow, but it's gonna lack a little bit. Ayuk got his clutch TD for the points. Fonzie Smith's been turning it up. Saquon didn't do great. I would have expected more. Pouring rain versus the Pats. 12 carries, not going to do it. Mostert was good, 21. He always seems to come alive in the second half. But defense wins championships, and San Fran got 20. Bates got 21 and a half, had a pick six. McKinney with 12. All my defensive players over their projection. And I think that's the first time that's ever happened to me. So 222, Nihil, Mahomes with 20, Pittman with 17. Gabe Davis had a good week. McCaffrey, another 30. Jonathan Taylor had 21, but injury, that injury is a big one. Brees Hall with 11. I mean, still a good week. 174. Take that pretty much any week. Watson had 17 on the bench, but it was my defense did their job, and so did my quarterback. So 8-4 after being 3-4. So we had Andrew, who was close to submitting his playoff spot, but just fell short. T-Law, good week again, 25. Could be the right time for you to see him get hot. Keenan Allen with 20, 14 catches, insane. Debo had a good week with 19. Jacobs at 22. Montgomery at 15. You can see lacking just here. I don't know why you have the Amendola guy. He's ass. Winfield with 10. Buckner 7. Linebackers decent. And Miranda, let's see, Hurts 36. He had 5 total. was a big week for him. Lamb got a touchdown. Brown got a touchdown. Let's see what else. Surprised Gibbs. I feel like he didn't even get used that much against Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Kamara with 14, Kelsey with 12. I'm surprised he didn't catch a touchdown that game. And then pretty much what sealed the deal was Minnesota's defense. Montez Sweat got 6 too. So going into Monday night, it was relatively close, but Minnesota and Sweat sealed the deal. Miranda moves into first place in the league. Rashid Rice at 21 on the bench. Okay. Brett to keep his chances alive, he needed to win. He took down Galigo, keeping his playoff hopes alive. 15 from Herb. Tyreek with 23. Man's just a machine. Wiggs, let's see. Diggs got back on track. He got, let's see, 6 for 74 and a touchdown. Yeah. Christian Kirk was a yard from scoring a touchdown. But yeah, Mixon, like the Bengals, I don't know. There was a move that I was surprised that you made, or maybe not. Never mind. Might have been last week. Actually, no, it might have been a different league, honestly. Schultz at 1 point, Hurts. Yeah, not a lot here. Dallas at 20, Bayer 10.5, Mosley 13. Brett Kyler, he's been looking pretty decent fantasy wise. 20. Mike Evans at 22. I mean, the Rams took it to the Cardinals, yet Nakua and Kupp didn't score or do much in general. It's a big Kyron game who Brett had. Etienne held without a touchdown again. Kyron 36, 2 receiving touchdowns, 143 yards. Ford at 11. McManus had a good week. Baltimore's defense had a good week against the Chargers. Okereke had a pick. McBride with 11. Najee with 15. Hubbard with 18. It's a lot of points still for Brett on the bench. But Brett keeping his playoff hopes alive, as I think this was the week Ethan clinched a playoff spot. Goff at 21, St. Brown 15. DK not much doing against the Niners. Same with Thielen, especially with the good matchup against Tennessee. It's actually surprising. Eckler had nothing going versus Baltimore. Rod White, decent week, 100 yards rushing. Hawkinson 14, he had the only touchdown of that game. Nico Collins was a good trade for Ethan. Basically getting 20 right there. 28 points from Miami's defense. 99-yard pick six Hail Mary. Blankenship with 9.5. Bosa with 9. Evans on the longest losing streak right now, with Lemieux getting 15. Hopkins with 6. Ridley starting to bounce back a little more, 18. King had 20, 2 rush TDs. Garrett Wilson with 15. Goose egg from the kicker, you don't see often. 14 from Tennessee's defense. Another goose egg from a linebacker that Evan just didn't take out. So yeah, that's tough. And then Japes with the other 200-point week, keeping his playoff aspirations still intact. Jordan Love with 26, Puka with 5.8. Adams not really doing it, 9.87. DJ Moore, oh wow, he had 11 receptions. Shit. Pollard with 21, Pacheco with 24, Muth with 17, Dell with 15. I mean, really good right here. That's what you want. Bland with another pick six. TJ Watt with 11 and a half. Aaron Donald with a goose egg. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's been kind of quiet. I mean, the big like guys like him interior do D line when he gets double teamed, he doesn't do much. Um, so McGill, Dak with 32, Walker with 6, Waddle with 15, Olave with 14, Bijan with 26. But otherwise, yeah, kind of kept quiet. Stroud with 30, Hollywood with 12, Myers with 17. But there's a lot of moves now that I'm looking through this that I gotta talk about. So let's see. Let's talk about the trades first that we had. So did I don't know if I talked about the Hertz one. Let's see. So I had to have talked about the Hertz trade. Okay, so yeah, I definitely talked about that. And I talked about the Amari Cooper one. Okay. All right, so we have these trades done. So all right, we had 3 trades happen this week with the deadline, I believe, coming to an end on Saturday. So the 3rd, I believe. Is that Saturday? No, Sunday. It's either the 2nd or the 3rd, I forget. So we have Justin trading Jordan Love and Devontae Adams to Nihil for Gus Edwards, Mahomes, and Sutton. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Like, I know that Mahomes has not had that great of a season fantasy wise. However, I believe it is important to have a good quarterback in order to win this fantasy league. And Devontae Adams has not done anything this year to prove that he's worth trading Mahomes, Gus Edwards, and Courtland Sutton. I believe Courtland Sutton's pretty decent. I think that's a really good pickup. I know Gus Edwards he's most likely had his position taken by Mitchell. However, his points show that he is still a red zone threat and a goal line back that is still going to be used. So, personally, great trade by Japes, I believe. And I actually believe that he made his next trade before this trade, where he traded Josh Downs, Zay Flowers, and Ramondre for Garrett Wilson. Um, I think that trade like, I get why Justin made it. Potential threat of Rodgers coming back. We don't know really what's going to happen with that. However, it does make him think about him being a keeper with Rodgers next year. So that gives him something to think about. Evan could not keep Wilson, so I understand getting the pieces for whatever right now. And then me and McGill traded. I gave him Saquon, something that I didn't think I would do this year, for Bijan. I know Saquon can have games where he is really hot, but if you looked at that game where he had 28 points, there were 2 receiving touchdowns. The Giants, that guy should not have 1 rushing touchdown this year. Like, one is absurd. And you're going to tell me against the Patriots in the rain, he's going to get 12 carries. They don't know how to use him. Like, even with Daniel Jones, Saquon should be getting the ball 30 times a game, and he should be getting it all 3 downs on the goal line, and not Daniel Jones trying to run it in, or DeVito. So I am going to take Bijan because his team can score more points than the Giants, and they are fighting for a playoff spot. So I don't really need to worry about him being sat or having their games thrown, especially with them beating New Orleans. They're now in first. So that's my thought. So Andrew has changed his team name to Have Faith, and now it's Mirando because he's saying Have Faith like Mirando's Glow Up or whatever it was. And then since I have traded Saquon, I can no longer be Saquon's show. So now we're Squash and Friends with Squash's big nutsack. So let's actually waivers. I don't know if there was a big one. The only big one was Zach Moss, I believe. Who Nihil had the #1 waiver, did not pick up. And of course, Mirando gets him. So that was pretty much the big one. Yeah, that was pretty much the big pickup. Rodgers, we don't know. So let's get into this week. Definitely got matchups to keep an eye on. Obviously, everyone's eyes, multiple matchups of the week. Got to keep an eye on this one. And then these two right here. Just all the matchups are going to be looked at for these spots for the last playoff spot. So yeah, me versus Mirando, this might be a shit show. I don't have a complete roster, and I have Kincaid, Allen, Tucker. I did have McKinney, Spillane, and Edwards on a bye. I'm looking at my roster, and I can't really afford to drop a lot of these guys that have buys because based on who's a free agent, their points are just I can't drop them. I can't afford to do it. So it's not really worth me dropping them to make this more competitive when I think I would already lose rather than just to accept, no buy, but have all my guys going into the playoffs. So that's just my thought. I'm not really going to go too much into mine just because I I haven't made my mind up. Maybe if some people are like out or whatever, I can sub in, but I put in Baker. I don't have a lot going this week. I know Philly and San Fran are playing each other, so obviously I have some guys in that game. And I wouldn't ideally want to start San Fran's defense playing Philly, but just looking at the schedules, I can't really do it. Look at Miranda 175. He's got Hurts, Lamb playing tonight, AJ, Kamara, Gibbs, Kelsey, Zach Moss now, who's going to get a lot of touches. He should be pretty good in fantasy. It's an unfortunate timing for buys. I actually didn't realize how bad it was. I mean, obviously, Miranda's going to win this week. Just because I still don't even know if I'm going to plug in guys. I honestly most likely won't unless people are like ruled out, and then that gives me a roster spot. But unfortunate is what it is. Can't be that mad. So this is a big week. Full lineup projected 136 is not ideal. What do we got for buys? Jacobs, Madison, Jefferson. Okay. Let's see. So I don't know. It's gonna be an uphill battle for Andrew. Ethan's going to at Washington. St. Brown at New Orleans, DK at Dallas. So a lot of road games for Ethan. Thielen at Tampa, Eckler at New England. Shot White, we got a home game. Laporta at New Orleans. Mad Max, so Ethan could have a D line open. So that's interesting. I'm gonna go Ethan, and I think that between Justin and Brett, this will come down to next week, where all the marbles are gonna be on the table. So we have Galigo playing Nihil. Get my charger. We got Galigo with Herbert at New England. Tyreek versus Washington should be good for him. Good matchup. Christian Kirk versus Cincinnati, I like. Pickens versus Arizona. I just hate every Steelers receiver because Pickett's awful. I think Mixon's going to need a lot of touches. Charbonnet 13. I know Walker's out, but I'm not sold really on him. And then Dalton Schultz, is he playing? And this is another practice. So, and then A-Chain, who left last week, was limited. I do like Dallas's defense tonight with no Kenneth Walker. So without Adams, who's now want to buy Taylor's hurt. And Mahomes is shipped off. Nihil's going Purdy at Philly. Got Deontay, who gives no effort on fumbles. I do like Pittman this week. He's been really solid. I do like Christian Watson. I like Breece Hall, but he's dealing with a hamstring injury. CMC. Yeah, I mean he's gonna get a lot of touches that game. Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, so a couple Jags there. Houston against Denver. I gotta go Galigo this week. I think Galigo bounces back here. And then for Brett to stay alive, he's gotta beat McGill and have Andrew lose. So he's going Kyler at Pittsburgh. Mike Evans should have a good game. Cup Cup seemingly needs to bounce back right here. ETN versus Cincinnati, limited by rib issue. He should be good, I think. And then Kyron, the way he was used last week, he could be on a roll right here, especially with the Rams looking to get into the playoffs still. I like Kittle forward playing the Rams. I mean, he's projected 14. I like McManus. I like Indy's defense too. Brett still got two. Oh, we'll just Okereke on a bye. So we'll see what he does with that. And then McGill's got Dak tonight. I like that matchup. Lockett, Waddle, Lave with Javonte Spears, who like why this guy is dog shit. He definitely is dog shit. Bro's so mid. Taysom Hill, Hollywood, Cleveland's defense. Saquon's on a bye. Myers is on a bye. Give me Brett. Let's do it. Let's see if it gets down to next week. And then that brings up our other matchup to watch. James needs a win and Andrew lost to have a shot next week at making it. He's got Mahomes back at Green Bay. Puka, who's kind of been falling under the radar now. I'm disappointed now too because I have him in the other one. Stafford, I don't know. They're just not clicking as much now. Tank Dell's a stud. Garrett Wilson playing Atlanta will probably have. I can't think of that corner's name from AJ Terrell. I actually like Pollard tonight and Pacheco. And the way Freiermuth played, I mean, new OC seeming to push the ball a little more down the field to him. I think Sutton could be in a good spot here. I think Denver's going to be playing from behind, so they're going to need to be throwing. And Chargers defense versus Pats could start. Love it. If I had a chance to drop and pick something up, I would have picked that up. And then Bland, we'll see. Does he get another pick six tonight? And then TJ Watt might have the midget in the ground. So we got DJ Moore to buy and Mitchell and Gus Edwards. Evans going Russ this week. I actually did think about picking him up. I actually did not think he was going to be picked up. So, damn you. We got Hopkins versus Indy, Ridley versus Cincinnati. He's been bouncing back. Drake London versus the Jets will be a tough one. But the King in division games, he's pretty good. Ramondre, he's been coming alive too. I've been liking him. And then James Conner. No Addison, no James Cook, no Lemieux. And say, I'm going Japes. I think Japes may get this to next week. I think it will come down to next week. I honestly do. All right, let's see. And we got Allen over 300 for the season, followed by Hurts, McCaffrey, Tyreek right there, Lemieux. Howell, that's nuts. He's not even higher than Dak. Um, let's see. Allen, Hurts, Lamar, Howell, Dak, Stroud. Tyreek, Keenan, CD, Diggs, Brown, St. Brown, Moore, Chase, Mike Evans. McCaffrey, Mostert, Etienne, Jacobs, Robinson, DeAndre Swift, Bijan, Rashad White, Kamara. It's a good group here. Tight end still be Hawkinson. Yep, Hawkinson, followed by Kelsey, Laporta, Kittle, Komet, Andrews, Schultz, Kincaid. Top kicker, still Hopkins. Yep. McManus right there. Top defense should be Dallas, I believe. Yeah, Dallas, followed by Baltimore. Yep. Deron Bland, obviously. D-line should be Mad Max, followed by Myles Garrett. And the top linebacker for Sayolu Khan, TJ Edwards, Okereke. So that's pretty much gonna do it. We got 3 matchups to really watch out for. So we'll see if that playoff spot's still open next week or if Andrew finds a way to beat Ethan and claim it. So we'll find out next week.